good. Alright. I think I'm back. I think my computer has had enough time to rest, quote, we should say. Fortunately, it seems like Epic Worlds won't be back for this one. Since he just ended his stream since he had something he had to do. But if anyone else joins, then that's cool too. Time to do some audio checks and look at how this is actually going right now. Hello. Maybe my phone caught up to me faster than I thought. Alright, it has. Cool. I'm gonna raise background music, audio a bit more. Oh no. I'm gonna pause that. It is now repeating itself. Cool. So, now it seems like everything is working. I've done a bit more work. I've cut all of these sprues out. So what I'm actually doing, I saved one. You just take the regular sprue thing, and I'm just cutting out all the sides of them, including the corners. Dropping the corners in like a little dish I have right here, or anything big. Might use them for something else. Are these shaved? Those are. Oh no, I mixed up some of them. Well, I'll just keep them all right there anyways. Oh, you are back. Okay. Hey, Epic Worlds again. You finished your stream, so I was just like, oh, I might as well start mine then. I don't know if you're going to continue to stream again or not. If you were, then we can like double stream. But I was just doing this and I was just thinking that but as you can see, my upload schedule isn't a schedule. My upload streak, I guess I should say, isn't like yours, Epic. So I just thought I should just have something on there. I know it's not PCG related, but I still think it's kind of creative, and someone might like it. Famous loud, probably a paper game. Oh yeah, your actual paper game. I'm trying to think. I'm pretty sure I saw that. Let's see. I'm looking up now. I'm pretty sure I saw it. Let's see, yeah, I did watch it. Yeah, cool. So it's always nice to have more paper games. I mean, I would say mine are more, I guess, in the paper game setting. We all have our own definitions of what a paper game is. But, yeah, cool. It's nice to have another person. Well, I know you're making PCGs mainly, but nice to have another person making some regular paper games. Third stream of the day. Okay, well, hey, yeah. The first two didn't work out well, and I don't know how you still see it because I deleted that. I thought I deleted the first two. It's called Starglight, so now I'm making others too. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's really cool. Yeah, I don't know how you can see the other two. I deleted those streams since they didn't work out well. As you can see, I don't know if you can see my thumb, but it's all cut up right now from using this X-Acto knife. Oh yeah, so the next thing I do, I just take the X-Acto knife, and I'm pretty much just shaving off all the extra parts that are like coming off the top. So pretty much we're trying to make the end result look like this. So I did this with one full, and I got these things. I'm pretty much trying to make them unblemished, like these lines, so I can cut them into these things that look like bricks. I'm just gluing all the bricks together to make a little wall. So I finished the sailing one. Nice. Wish I could stay, but I hope you have a good stream. Oh, that's fine, Yak. See you later. Yeah, alright, cool. Yeah, so the reason why I stopped earlier on is, from the stream, is because my computer was dying, and you can probably still hear it. I can hear it still running hot. I haven't checked my stream yet in a while, so it's probably still, you can hear like a buzz going on in the background. Well, that's my computer. The thing that stinks is that, like, the more these little guys that are on here, the harder it is to carve it, to keep it flat. Of course, yeah, the more there are, the more time it takes to do this. So this isn't going to be really an entertaining stream. I went to the hobby store today and saw Warhammer, but was about to get a set. Oh, I brought $50. Yeah. Cutting away from yourself. Oh, yeah. You know what? No, just because you're saying that, I'm going to cut towards me now. Yeah, Warhammer's expensive. It's very expensive. So yeah, and I'm never going to buy any sort of terrain stuff. I'm going to just make it myself if I'm going to do anything like that. So I'm actually like cutting out the models from these stencils things. Sometimes I actually have to cut closer to myself and just use my thumb as a barrier and just hope that the skin is like hard enough. I don't know. You know, there's probably a way that I didn't have to do that, but I remember one time I completely like slit my finger. This is a while ago, but definitely was not fun. You know what? That'll just be whatever it is. All right. So after we get to this part. I'm pretty much just going to cut along, just add it to a little pile. All these circular pieces I'm not keeping. Well, actually, I'm putting them in like this little thing over here, but yeah, it's good. Doing a solo RPG called 5 Parsecs from Home. Huh. Cool. I've never heard of that one. I've actually visited a couple of game stores. Not close to me. Went out a long way away and went to some game stores, found one. I found a couple. Not necessarily any RPGs. I don't really have too many people to play them with, especially here when I'm back at home. At school, it's another matter. There's a lot of nerds at college. But yeah, here, not many people to play with. I never actually finished that. I got my cousin into making TCGs, and now she's already made 2. Well, good for her, good for you. Encouraging a lot more people. this isn't going to be the most exciting stream, just warning you right now. So if you ever need to leave, that's cool. Quite a few that I've already shaved off. I'm not going to actually cut all of these because there are a lot, and I might try to do something different with these. So I think I'm only going to do like probably 4 more of these, or the rest of the ones that I've actually sanded down, let's say. Cutting is satisfying. Yeah, I can bring the microphone closer to it. And by microphone, it's just my headphones that I have that so happen to have a microphone on them. I see. Yeah, I guess it is very satisfying to actually cut all of these. So I hear like all these sprues, like you want to save all these extra parts and even like these larger things, because you can melt them down and make like a little putty glue, and that glue can pretty much be molded into anything, which is kind of cool. I do have modeling clay and quite a lot of it, but it's always cool to have another source of something. And here I was thinking that the music died down or stopped, but it's just a horror part of the game from the soundtrack that I'm using. I'm using a video game soundtrack. It's called A Hat in Time. Adorable game, very fun, very funny. It's pretty much like you ever played? Well, I've never played Mario Odyssey, but apparently I've been told that it has similar mechanics, and in some cases even better mechanics for platforming. It's a 3D platformer, so. You want to make a paper game today? Do you have any ideas or anything that you want to see in the paper game? I mean, it depends what is it about, because how I like to do my paper games, you know, everything, how I define it, my paper games are pretty much board games. And they are defined by a lot of rules, or it doesn't even have to be a lot of rules, but they're defined within rules, kind of limits creativity on, there is no game master, it can be about anything. Well, I personally have been playing. Mine are board games too, and they had tons of rules. Yeah, so. And then there's a lot of things up to chance roll of the dice, because pretty much I'm going to play mine by myself. Yeah, I always try to keep mine so they can have a multiplayer and a single player element, just in case. Most of mine, I pretty much get ready so that I could code them whenever I would like. Think about putting some of mine on the Game Crafter. Might be stupid. But I don't know what the Game Crafter is. I'm looking at this one. I might just be blanking right now. Is Game Crafter a PCG console? Okay, gotcha. Oh, the Game Crafter. Ah, I see. I guess for making games, I don't really know too much about buying them and around the internet. I see, it's a website. Alright. Cool. Well, that's cool that you have your TCG on, or at least one of them, on there. Well, let's see. As for a PCG, I mean, I have a couple of my own ideas, which I was going to make some videos on. So, let's think. Whenever I try to think of a PCG or not PCG, but just a game to make, usually it just comes at me at like 3 in the morning while I'm like doing something, and I'm just like, Eureka! I must make a game about this, and I write it down. But, let's see. Using the things around you help with an idea. So I have a pirate ship in front of me, but you've already done a thing about pirates. I think I was just thinking about that from your stream. I don't know if you ever heard of the Total War. Same PCG come to me all the time. I've had it written down. Yep, I have a couple of journals, and I just start putting them in my phone. Just that PCG or paper game ideas in my phone. I don't have paper around. So I don't know if you ever heard of the Total War series, but I think it's a lot of fun. My Empires of Destruction game tried to pretty much simulate that. However, I know there's probably better ways that you can do it. Other games, board games that I've been playing is Star Trek Attack Wing. That is like X-Wing and a bit like Warhammer in a way, or Star Wars, Armada. Those are always fun. Seems like a good idea. Let's see. Yeah, lately, like the games that I've been playing, X-Wing. So I haven't played X-Wing or Armada yet, but so I mean, I played the Star Trek equivalent, which is Attack Wing. It's a lot of fun. So maybe make your own version of those games. I'm going to definitely do that at some point. Make my own X-Wing game with things, with cards you can upgrade your ships, and that sounds super cool. And it was a lot of fun when I played it. So Darklighters paper game is kind of like that. That was your paper game. Yeah, exactly. Okay, yeah, I remember it fully now. Yeah, that was pretty much exactly like that, which was cool because you said you were going to make new ships at the end of the video. I just played, started playing your video right there. That's what made me think about that, actually, because, yeah, I just saw it a couple days ago. I already have the second expansion done. Nice. Yeah, that's actually really cool. So, since you've already done something like that, what more are there? I guess you could make something like my... Nah. I keep on talking about that. I gotta get trying to branch out on my channel, make TCGs, paper games, and I have a channel for TCGs and other for paper games and PCGs. Oh, you have multiple channels. Nice. Ouch. Oh, okay. I see. That's a good idea. I guess you can do it in the same regard like that, or, huh. I don't know, my mind is pretty much on, on Warhammer stuff, so I just got a lot more die, and, so... Let's see. Yeah, my mind's not currently in the creative mind right now. I guess you know what I'm doing is kind of creative, but not in the thinking point. But more simple and on paper, easier, fun, but lots of work. Yeah, quite a few rules that you'll have to make with that. I mean, it sounds like you get time in the morning that you just do this. I feel like it would just be a few hours. Balancing might be a different thing, but like its own ordeal, but kind of the fun of it. I spent like no, that's just like, even if I don't want to cut that in half. I spent quite a few hours balancing my OPRPG characters. Alright, this is the last one I'm gonna cut, and then I'm gonna start gluing. I don't think it's going to be tall enough that I need, but it might, so. Now that it's summer, I have every day all day besides driver's ed to make games. I guess I could try that. Ooh. Man, driver's ed, that was an ordeal. It wasn't that bad, I guess. Just kind of boring. I remember when I first was, or when all my friends started taking or doing their driver's test, they kept on saying something. They're just like, oh yeah, the driver's test was easy, but there was a science test that was hard. And in my mind, I'm just like, what the heck is a science test on driver's ed? Why is there a science test? And it was only a couple of days later I was just like, oh, they're talking about a signs, like SIGNS test. So I just felt very stupid after I realized that signs. About Warhammer paper game, but each person only has one character. They can upgrades for it and spells. I feel like the appeal for Warhammer is that you do get like massive armies and that you're like tactically maneuvering them. But I mean, I guess you could do that, just like a heroes of the universe styled heroes of the universe, where it's just like the main people. So I guess, or just the commanders of each army, since they sell those special characters, commanders for each army. The only problem with that is that the game might be like rock, paper, scissors, like one guy counters the other person. Or it might be totally based on luck with how you roll. I feel like you're going to have a few more characters. Not just 1v1s if you're going to do that sort of thing. I'm going to try to make my own tabletop war game. These dice Comet System. Right, geez. Gotcha. Yeah, that's cool. Full on tabletop. Yeah, tabletop RPG. That's where I'm thinking going soon, just to do something like that. I don't know if I'm actually gonna make like a full on, but a little bit. No, I'm not. What am I kidding? I'm probably not. Talk to you because you give great advice for gaming and stuff. Well, pretty much everyone does that. I mean, Zach does that. What I'm doing right now is sorting out the difference in heights with all of these things I cut, so I know where to choose from if I need a specific length of brick, quote unquote. Kind of cut these all a little too long. Made the initial batch, I made quite a few too short, so I'm gonna have to make like a fourth thing, like just long enough. Is that a print? Have you heard of HeroScape? I don't really know too much about tabletop board games. I've only recently got into things like that, and I don't really research too much. I just see one that I like and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna definitely do something with that. But it looks like I'm looking it up right now. It looks like is the terrain modular? Because I see that's all in hexagons, which is a very good system for any sort of tabletop game. Move around all those pieces, because that makes every experience unique. I think the aim for my games is to have easy version. Yeah, that's a good idea. I mean, you can always just do like a point system with how many, like each upgrade is a certain number of points, and like if you're a new player, then you can just only be allowed a smaller number of points than you regularly would for a normal game. I might have cut out way too many, because especially I cut these a little bit larger, or most of them a little bit larger, which might make some overlap and not have the cleanest display. done by tomorrow. I'll upload a video on it. Oh dang, you're gonna make a full tabletop game by tomorrow? Dang, props to you. How many factions are you gonna have? Or if there's like factions or different troops? Yes. Chad response, just yes. Maybe like 2 factions to start, yeah. Maybe it'll be on thick cardstock. Unfortunately, I do not have any cardstock here. But cardstock is definitely the way to go when you make those things, yeah. Good. Almost done sorting these guys out. Orcs and mix. I might be able to pull it off. Spend now until midnight working on it. Well, don't do anything like unhealthy. I mean, I guess I regularly stay up till midnight every night, but you don't want to like, you know, give a burnout, because I mean, burnouts are a thing where like if you work on the same exact thing too long, then you won't be interested in it after a while, which happens with me all the time with my games. You don't ever want to burn out. Oh my gosh. Problem with what I'm doing right now is that I'm gonna run out of super glue before anything. Also forgot to get a piece ready. I haven't actually tried gluing this because I have a giant music stand between me and my and this board, which is like my camera stand. It's kind of hilarious how my setup is when I record / stream. I never get burnouts. I've been making all these. Yeah, I guess that's true. I mean, with the amount of stuff you produce, I wouldn't doubt that you get burnouts, but. Well, I guess then one other thing I can say is, I mean, it sounds like you said that your parents were home, so, or your family, at least. So make sure you spend time with them, because you're getting your permit or in driver's ed, so you are roughly 15 or something. Which means, I mean, you got a lot more time staying at the house, but, you know, after you go to school or after you graduate high school and get a job, might move out, kind of miss them. So, always make sure you spend time with your family. Oh, your family plays them? Okay, well then that's perfect. Oh, it's just testing to make sure that these two figures can stay inside. The only problem is that I'm going to run out of, like, because whenever you build it up a level, you know, it's going to overlap on this side. And I really don't want to expand it out too much farther than that. However, these miniatures, at least for the custodies, yeah, I broke off the shield to this guy, moving my headphones around. But, they're pretty tall. I mean, they're larger units. I don't know if you see in the description, but, you know, this is someone else's design. This is not my design, making a wall like this. But he was using, like, grots, or, like, miniature orcs. So, way smaller than the guys I'm using. And it looked pretty good with them. Obviously, I mean, I'm probably not going to leave it, or bring it all the way up to, you know, I'll probably only bring it to, like, chest level or something. And then, when you paint it, it looks good no matter what. I'd like to become a game designer. Cool, cool. So it sounds like there's a common trend, seems like in us PCG people, of wanting to learn to code and all sorts of things like that. And although I wouldn't mind dabbling in game design, I think I'm kind of want to go into more cyber security side. And, you know, be the hacker man and all sorts of things like that. I know that just sounded super cringe when I said that, but, you know. That's what I would like to do. Well, that's what I'm studying. So I'm definitely... Oh, board game designer. Oh, cool. Yo, so I would love to do that. The only problem with that is that, I mean, I guess you can be like an indie designer, but board games don't get that much return on investment, so you might spend a lot of time and money to actually make it. But it's hard to publicize it. I'm not trying to, like, shut down your dreams or anything like that. I guess that's exactly what it sounds like, though, but, I mean, it's just super hard to try to do that. But there's this one guy on YouTube. His name is Good Gis. You probably heard of him. He made his own board game when he was at school. It looks pretty cool. Actually, I have it. I bought it. But he said that, I mean, it was pretty successful. Side job, yeah. It was pretty successful. However, they barely got a return. They pretty much broke even. Now, it's not to say that every time that's going to happen. You could get an absolute banger of a game. I do know, like, the tabletop board games, though, I mean, they sell for a lot, and they're all pretty good. So, I mean, I would also like to do something like that. Maybe, like, write a couple of maps just as a side thing. That sounds like a lot of fun to me. So, but yeah, that sounds pretty cool, though. Could also work with Hasbro. You know, they do board games. They're the main board game people, so that'd be cool too. I wouldn't mind doing that. Great dream. Messed that up. Yeah, I have very shaky hands, so I can't ever do stuff like this. I don't really, that's why I don't do too much art. Or in-depth art. Can you work? I don't know. I don't know how Hasbro works. If they hire people, or if it's only like internship, or, you know, yeah, I don't know how anything works, but all I know is that pretty much Hasbro is the main board game designer for stores. I'm gonna run out of glue. I don't want to use any of my other special glue. Yeah, but now that Patreon's around, I mean, making your own board games, I mean, that's cool. I remember seeing this one board game when I was in the process of buying that one through that YouTuber I just said, Good Guess. I remember seeing like the description, and there's like they're advertising all sorts of other board games that people made. And, you know, they're actually like full-on tabletop RPGs pretty much. But, you know, they got like crowdfunded to get like $80,000. I mean, that's insane right there. So you could definitely make something that can get very popular, especially with crowdfunding, Kickstarter, and all sorts of things like that. Well, those are the same exact things, but I think. And of course, you know, making board games, it's not really necessarily about the money. It's about just having fun, being creative, putting your little bit of yourself out there. That's also cool. Rough drafting game right now. Nice. I'm assuming this is like that Warhammer type game. Since you said dream, I just all of a sudden I've had a dream from Rapunzel stuck in my head. Or not Rapunzel, Tangled. Yeah, I mean, I have quite a lot of paper games written down. I have a full Google Drive's worth. Well, I say that. I wouldn't say full Google Drive's worth, but I have probably 5 or 6 that I haven't even shown off. I mean, I have a lot of work in progress ones that I've either streamed at one point and shown it off, or or have like made a video on it and just never finished it. But I can't wait to actually see that video, or whatever the tabletop game is. It's gonna be cool. So the Orcs and Mechs. That's pretty cool. Okay, and now she is making her own tabletop game. You know, she could actually make a third faction, or a second faction. I mean, you said you're going to get 2 factions. I mean, yeah, she can make her own, but you guys can, like, co-design one, decide on the rules together, or you can just make the rules yourself. And then just draw a bunch of factions. Or 2 factions each, 1 faction each. I mean, that's different designs. See, I think my next if I ever am going to buy another army for Warhammer, mainly just I don't want to because it's expensive and it takes a lot of time to make, you know, the characters themselves. I say that as, you know, I'm making like pointless terrain, but it'll probably be an orc army. Well, she's 7, so like her art is awesome, but it's not the style I'm really going for. Yeah, okay, understandable. Let's see, whenever I was 7, my games that I made were all like all the characters had stick figures. Of course, I haven't showed off any of them on the channel. And I don't know if I will. I still have them. I think after this, I'm probably just gonna like do some humps or dips or whatever, and not continue putting it in the back because I really don't want to expand this any farther out back. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. One moment. Okay, yeah. Okay, I'm back now. Comet System, yes, I love Comet Systems. Well, you know, Warhammer, they have each character rolls a certain amount of dice. Every dice that's a 5 up is a hit. Then you roll again, a bunch of dice, or all those successful hits, and then another 5 up would wound your enemy. So you can do something as complicated like that. You can do something simpler with just an attack and defense system. I'm trying to remember how I did on my Empires of Destruction, which is kind of similar in this regard. Nah, it's not. Never mind. I don't know, so you said, so it's a tabletop. I don't know, I feel like the dice rolling is pretty much the best way to go if you're, using multiple units. Dice roll, center guard. Do 123 hits, and 12 is defense and... Oh, 1, 2, 3 hits. 1, 2 is defense, and 3 is nothing. So 1, 2, 3 is in like a 1 and 2 equals 1, 2 and 3 equals 2. Wait, that makes no sense. What was I thinking? D3 damage? Wait, how does D3 damage work again? Oh my gosh. I'm a failure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I just can't count. That's the problem. Oh no, that did not. There we go. On a 6-sided dice, 1 and 2 and 3 is hits. Okay, well. Got it. Fingers always tend to just move at the last second. And each character or each different unit has its own thing, so I mean the basic units have it's super hard to get hits, and then, you know, the stronger units, it's easier to get hits. Or at least you have a lot more dice you can roll. It might be still just as hard to get hits. Yeah, I need to make codexes for each faction, yeah. Oh yeah, I started that. I was gonna say, if I started another Warhammer army, it would be the Orcs. Simply because everything they make is so, or everything they have is so cool. And you can pretty much hand make all of their everything, because it's all just a bunch of junk anyway, so you can just get a bunch of junk together and form it into a tank pretty much, and boom, you got a new tank. Of course, they are a horde army, so it's gonna be kind of expensive just to get the units, but everything else would be pretty fun and easy. Ugh. Oh, that was a lot of glue. Oh, that was a waste. Well, whatever. Oh, no. No. Oh, that did not work out there. No, no. Don't harden. Okay, I'm not sure. That's good. Cover the rules. Yeah. Rules before the actual fun designing happens. Well, unfortunately, in a little more than a month. But then I go do some fun army training for a month, so I won't be around very much longer. By fun, I mean it's not going to be fun. If I had not joined the stream, this game would never existed, so thanks. Ah, well, I mean, you're still the one that thought of it, so. But glad to be of some help, I guess. I feel like there has to be a faster way of going about this. I guess I can put all the glue down first. And then just put a bunch of the pieces on. I don't know, I just tend to be pretty slow with these sort of things. Just make paper cutouts. Yeah. I mean, you said you had cardstock. That might be better since you're going to be lifting them up and down a lot. only have small armies up to 15 figures in the battlefield beyond 2 pieces of paper. 15 is kind of a lot for a cheap piece of paper. Excuse me. But I mean, it still might work. Let me think. Oh my gosh, excuse me. So you can probably put how I would actually design them is you get a bunch of coins and or just any coins really, and you can make them the size of dimes and just make like a circle around that, and then that's like your base. No, like up to 15. Most will have 7. Okay, never mind. 7 each. Never mind. That's fine then. So I'm thinking you can probably put 7. Well, I guess you would use pennies since they have the smoother side, but you can put like 7 circles around a paper, or you can even use your pennies as actual like units if you would like. And then quarters could represent like the main boss, hero, whatever you want to call them, of the army. Of course, that could just be the base, or you can draw the faces on those like things, like 15 tiny bombs, like your giant ogres. Ooh. Yeah, I understand. Nah, be fun. I think I'm going to try to do more. I don't really want to turn my YouTube channel fully into like I wouldn't say arts and crafts, but kind of arts and crafts with this sort of terrain building and such. But I don't know, this is kind of fun just to do stuff like this. I have so many games in the making. Like the sequel to my OP RPG, which I've already planned. Which is funny because I've only actually finished half of the story for the main OP RPG. Oh, okay, I have the story done, but I've only created half of it. Yeah, it's nice to hear that. I mean, I know it can be what I want it to be. Not sure. Oh, this is definitely not going to fit with the others. I mean, this is looking like a wall, right? This looks like a wall. Or like a brick wall, that's what I mean. I guess it's kind of hard to see. The focus isn't going to go well if I even hold it up higher. But, yeah, lucky for me, the camera that I use and the camera I make my animation videos can't go higher than 480p. Alright, cool, nice to know that. Yeah, I can't go higher than 480p. I mean, I can kind of focus it, but it still doesn't look the greatest. I don't really have a phone with a good phone camera either. It says I used to, but then it stopped. The good phone that I had just completely stopped charging. And that was kind of stupid because that was like my most, I wouldn't say most expensive phone I bought at that time, but pretty pricey, and I was just like, oh no, I'm going to overlap. Well, I'll just add a couple of small guys, I guess. And then it just turned off, well not turned off, it just wouldn't charge after a year, and it had a good camera. that's a great job. Ah, thanks. You're the real G for encouraging me. Ah, jeez. Now the problem is right now, other than me getting glue all over my thumb and messing this up, is that now it's kind of uneven. Let's finish with the cover of my art game. Ah, nice. This entire thing is coming off. Okay, the entire thing did come off. Oh man, you hear the song? It's called Train Rush. Means you're supposed to rush whatever you're doing. Hurry it up. Don't actually. I don't know if you've ever seen, this is kind of funny to talk about, but I don't know if you've ever seen the 2017 Power Rangers movie, but it was on TV once, and I decided just to watch a little bit of it, and the beginning was good. It got, it was a good hook, and I was just like, I was just going to watch a little bit of it while I was eating some food, but, it just kept on getting better and better, and the entire movie, ended up just slapping. Really didn't think that. Power Rangers, as a kid was amazing. I loved that movie. Loved that TV show. It's my favorite TV show. But the movie was pretty good. It was intense and had a crisis. I know you said your sister was also making a tabletop RPG. I guess you guys can face your armies against each other. That'd be kind of funny. You would have to use a similar combat system or health system. I'll just put glue all over my hand. Good job, me. Blank so people can customize color them in, or should we color them in? Well, you know me, I don't color in my things, so I'm kind of biased there. So, people can color them in, and also it just takes some time, and personally, I feel like whenever I try to color things in myself, I don't know, by putting color to it, I know I'm not like a great artist, so like I can't shade well or like do a good color palette. So I feel like whenever I color things in, it completely can, not always, but it can ruin the character. So usually I leave mine black and white so people can either color it themselves or they can imagine what they think the character is supposed to be or look like. However, I mean, if it's orcs and machines, I mean, machines is going to be a lot of gray, orcs are going to be green, which is kind of cool. So, I guess it's up to you. I personally would not. Well, I guess if this is supposed to be like a big game, like a 40K. Actually, yeah, I would color it. Yeah, and also it gives it distinction in what the unit is, or who they are, or what they do. So yeah, actually, yeah, you probably should color them. Go color them in, yeah. That's great. I'm just going to put a piece in now. Ah, dang, I just got some glue on this board. Although it is a cutting board, it's a kitchen cutting board. So I have attack, range, move, defense, HP, so anything else on a card. The order, attack order, so you can do it like 40k where one person goes first and they move all their units, the other person moves all their units, or excuse me, you can have each individual unit has their own speed or movement order. It might be hard to decide, especially when people have similar speeds, so you might just want to keep it to one player moves all their characters / attacks and the other player moves all their characters / attacks. And reposition myself, so I might kick my stand. Nope. Okay, cool. Height update. You can see that there's just like a piece up here that's just completely off. I'm just gonna put another thing over here. And it just got a lot more glue on my thumb. Good job, me. So I have attack right now. No, that's the exact same thing. I guess you can also do like a special. I don't know how you're actually planning on doing the combat. If you also would like to put like a special as on their cards, it's like something that only that character can do, or that might just be like, you know, each character only has a certain number of stats, and you might have like a magic character that has the special stuff. So I guess you don't want to have too many too many things people can do, because that might get things confusing or not easy for people to pick up and play. Oh yeah, you said that something about easy for beginners, but there's a side extra stuff for more advanced people who've played it for a while. So maybe I guess you could do a special, and then just say first time players, just don't use them. That would in turn cause for more balancing though, which could take more time. By special I mean like maybe someone's attack can hit 2 people instead of just 1, or you get to reroll all 1s, or I don't know, an area of effect for somehow. Yeah, 2 modes. Okay, I'm playing my cousin's game real quick because I guess she already finished it. So that's not too much. She's still here. Okay, gotcha. One more higher. Yeah, I think one more higher. Put like a pillar in the back to make it look better. Well, you're gonna have to tell me how her game is. That's pretty cool. Made something that fast. I'm definitely gonna make a paper game similar to Empire the Destruction. So Total War. I mean, you said you didn't know what that was, but similar to that. That's going to be Civil War themed. I love that. Well, okay, I say I love that time period, but you know, like in a way of history. Don't get the wrong idea. I like the historical parts. Okay, that just sounds bad altogether. I know what this means. But yeah, it's just really cool. And also mainly, I just like the warfare. Well, I say I like the warfare. So, muskets. And muzzle loaders. Those are always cool to me. I mean, obviously I have my own. I guess none of you guys know that, though. I kind of messed up this ending for this thing. It's gonna be hard. That's good. There we go. I got like some. Your game and beat her. Oh, jeez. Was it close? Now remember, don't go around saying that you beat your sister. That's how you get the cops called on you. But good for you for winning. You truly are a real gamer. I mean, yeah, okay, you already knew that. Poor kidness, yeah. Well, lucky for both of us, I'm pretty much almost done with this. I wasn't planning on painting today, but I just might. I know it's getting kind of late. Ish. Okay, why won't you stay? I put so much glue down. Okay.
Traversing the reaches of space and time, 4 explorers brought together in their search for a unique and precious element. Together they roamed the darkest corners of the universe until one fateful day they arrived at a most unusual world, the fabled planet Crooks. Detecting a powerful source of energy, the 4 explorers were jubilant. They had finally found what they were looking for. They quickly descended upon an ancient temple, a relic of the mythical first builders. Inside was the Imagination Nexus, the long-lost source of pure imagination. Legend told that the Imagination Nexus contained the power to bring any idea to life. Awed by the possibilities, the explorers dreamt of their most desired creations. But one amongst them was more chaotic in thought and imagined something very different indeed. His foolhardy attempt to control creation through destruction.
Sorry, I was doing something right there.
And creatures of chaos have no master.
Alright, well, pretty much I think it is done. And I actually do have to go pretty soon. So, I don't know. I think it's turned out pretty well. Let me... Don't have to check for that. Oh, it's underneath. That looks like that. Kind of stacked up a little bit on the sides. Kind of want to make this a little bit shorter. We'll see. The only problem, well, they look fine. Probably unable to. I said unable. Let's try to get a different camera view. Hopefully the camera does not disconnect, like it always does when I move it. Yeah, I don't have it attached to base plates for their bases. Yeah, you can see I do have a Lego pirate ship outside, but let's see. I swear this isn't an advertisement that's on But it's a game called Lego Universe. Very fun MMO. That came out a long time ago. I know I might make one more, but I pretty much do have to go though. So thanks for coming out, Epic Worlds. Nice just talking with you. Hope your game goes well. And that everything turns out pretty good. Alrighty. Now with this epic music, I must say, this is the Flame Spot signing out.